Hi everyone. Well, here we are again, our second installment. The conditions we're working under would be for you to take the notes here on Wednesday and get the assignment done, which you'll see here in a minute, by Thursday, 11:59 p.m. All right, well, I'm thinking about you guys, hoping all's well, hoping you're healthy, and praying for this to come to an end where everybody comes out well. And we're just going to do a little bit of given different information on our sum and difference formulas. I've got those all written down again. You've got them, you don't have to rewrite them, you've gotten your notes already. But I want you to work on these conditions. We are given the sine of angle U, and we're told that U is in the first quadrant between 0 radians and pi over 2 radians. We're also given the cosine of V as negative 3/5, and then when I look at pi over 2 to pi, I'm thinking we are in the second quadrant of that one. So if I just kind of get an idea here that, you've got 0 degrees here, you got pi over 2 here, you got pi here. So that's where I get the first quadrant and the second quadrant. And the sine of U, remember sine is opposite over hypotenuse, is 12 over 13. So I'm going to guess that that is a pretty good size angle in the first quadrant. So maybe I go like this, and this is 13 units. Up here is 12 units. So I'll bring this down here. That's 12 units. And then if you do the Pythagorean theorem, I think this is a Pythagorean triple, the x-coordinate would be 5. Now this other one is in this quadrant between pi over 2 and pi, and this is adjacent over hypotenuse. Well, the hypotenuse would be 5. The adjacent, if we go here, that's where I get the negative 3. And if I go, I don't know, right around here somewhere, and hit this one, you can see I'm not drawing the scale here, but this would be 5. Nope, that's not 5. This would be 4. This is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. All right, and that'll help us get all the information we need when we need to go for that. So, the cosine of U plus V, this is what we're going to find. Then we're going to find the sine. I'm hoping that was in the screen, this little part here where we're figuring out this is for angle U, and this is for angle V. This is the triangle for each of those respectively. Now the cosine of U plus V is the cosine U, cosine V, minus sine U, sine V. All right, well the cosine of U, that's this one here, and here's our angle, and there's our angle on this one. Cosine of U, I should put the U here and the V here just to keep that straight, is adjacent over hypotenuse. So I'm going to put 5/13 here. Cosine of V, we already know, is negative 3/5. Then minus the sine of U. Sine of U, we already know, is 12/13. And then the sine of V, let's see, V is here. The sine is adjacent or opposite over hypotenuse, which is 4/5. Let me just check this again. Cosine of u, all right, cosine of v, which we were given, adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay. Just checking, making sure everything's lining up correctly. Now, I'm thinking about canceling here, but I'm looking ahead a little bit. There's no canceling that will happen here, and we need that common denominator. So I'm not going to cancel. This is negative 15 over 65 minus 48 over 65 when we go through this. And negative 15 minus 48 is negative 63 over 65. And that's what I'll keep for the final answer. All right, now that we know all this stuff, let's just do the sine of u minus, or sine of u minus v. And that is the sine of u cosine v minus cosine u sine v. All right, sine u, I'm using 12/13. Cosine v, I'm going to use negative 3/5 minus cosine u, I have that right there, 5/13. And sine v, I've got 4/5 here. All right, just taking a look to make sure I got everything. Sine u, cosine v, cosine u, and that's a minus between them, and sine v. Okay, so this one I'm looking at negative 36 over 65 when I multiply those two fractions together, top times top over bottom times bottom, minus 20 over 65. And that looks like negative 56 over 65. All right, let's do one last problem here. Tangent of u plus v. I'm going to take the tangent of u plus the tangent of v. So I guess got to find those tangents, over 1 minus tangent u tangent v. So we're still dealing with this triangle here. Tangent of u is is opposite over adjacent. So the tangent of u is 12/5, and the tangent of v is 4 over negative 30. I'm going to just write the negative there. The negative could be at the 4, the negative could be down with the 3, or the negative could be at the side. It doesn't matter. All right, let's do a little bit of arithmetic now with fractions. All right, so tangent of u is 12/5 plus tangent of v is negative 4/3 over 1 minus 12/5 times negative 4/3. Okay, I'm going to do the bottom part right now. That's 1 and then a negative and negative, so I'm going to go plus 48/15. And I'll combine that here in a minute. All right, 12/5. I'm going to multiply this one by 3/3 and multiply this one by 5/5 just to get a common denominator, so that I have 36 over 15 plus negative 20 over 15. All right, time to do a little simplifying. I'm going to change this 1 to 15/15 so that I can add those together. All right, now what do we have? I see negative, whoa, it's not negative. 36 and negative 20 is positive 16 over 15 in my numerator. In my denominator, 15 fifteenths plus 48 fifteenths looks like 63 fifteenths. All right, as we simplify that, I'm going to multiply that by 15 63rds to get that denominator to 1, and then just ignore it. And when I do it to the denominator, I got to do it to the numerator. And that's canceled out completely. These 15s cancel out, and it looks like my final answer is 16 65ths for the tangent of u plus v. All right, you have an assignment. It will be page 538, numbers 41 through 52. I need that done by Thursday. What would that be? March 19th by 11:59 p.m. All right, guys, thinking of you. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.